The pit lane will be open shortly, which means it's nearly time for qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix here in Monza. I was looking at some highlights of previous races here, and the one thing that really stood out to me was the run down to turn one. It's not an easy one to navigate as everyone is scrapping to get into there first.
We've seen in the past how tricky the first corner is. It's not an issue in practice and qualifying, but if you throw a lot of highly competitive drivers at it all at once, you've got an entirely different situation. The smarter drivers will be able to temper their approach and stay out of trouble, but it doesn't mean it's easy.
Fantastic. You've got pole.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three. Joker, Perez and Lucas Faber. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow. It's race day here in Italy once again. Monza, home to so many records. The smallest winning margin, for example. Do you remember in 1971, Peter Gethin beat Ronnie Peterson to the line by 1/100th of a second. There were 40 overtakes for the lead alone in 1965, and Kimi Raikkonen clocked a record top speed of 230 miles per hour here, just over a decade ago. So there's a lot to live up to then for all of our drivers today. We're 12 miles northeast of Milan for today's Grand Prix at a Monza circuit where we can expect top speeds of around 215 miles per hour. 11 corners on this 3.6-mile track, with 7 of those coming in the form of chicanes. And with a good slipstream and DRS open, there should be plenty of opportunity for some passing here today. It's a very tight turn one here and a very big braking zone. It's a corner, Anthony Davidson, where we've seen a number of lap one incidents in the past.
As you say, it's a very small piece of track when you have more than just one car trying to go through it. The actual run down towards the chicane is quite wide, so off the start, we'll often see drivers running 2 or maybe 3 abreast as they come up towards the braking zone. Everyone wants to brake late, of course, to win track position, and that tends to be where we see a lot of contact. And you'll see the more experienced drivers kind of hang back a little into here and focus more on picking up the pieces from other people's incidents.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Joker lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Faber, Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel and Leclerc, Bottas, Russell, Albon and Pierre Gasly. Butler, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Norris, Kevin Magnussen and Sainz, Grosjean, Kvyat, Lance Stroll and Nico Hülkenberg. Hamilton and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
place. Fantastic. You've won the Grand Prix.
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Ferrari are at it again, an excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Joker increases their championship lead. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I'll probably go for Pierre Gasly. The team did a good job with the strategy to put him in amongst the pack, but it's the driver's job to capitalise on those opportunities, and he did so with a lot of skill.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.